Get this. You're more likely to be single than not on the Upper West Side.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
You'd think in a city that famously never sleeps, someone would be your plus one.
Right.
But over half the residents here are flying solo, single, divorced, or widowed, according to the most recent census data.
It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it?
Yeah,
We often equate big city living with endless romantic possibilities,
right.
yet the reality on the Upper West Side paints a more nuanced picture.
It really does. It makes you wonder, what's the story there?
Yeah.
Luckily, we've got a stack of articles to unpack,
Okay.
particularly the work of Liza Cooper for West Side Rag.
Okay.
She dove headfirst into this land of unexpected singles and emerged with some really compelling stories.
And these aren't just tales of Upper West Siders. They offer a glimpse into how love, or the search for it, is playing out in the 21st century for so many of us.
That's right. Okay, so picture this. You're walking down Broadway, past Zabar's, maybe grabbing a bagel.
Of course.
Everyone here loves a good bagel.
Right.
And you bump into Alessandra.
Alessandra. Her story really challenges the notion that we've all become slaves to dating apps. She found love organically, which in today's swipe left, swipe right culture feels almost revolutionary, wouldn't you say?
Totally. It's like she stumbled upon a secret portal to old-school romance in the middle of a digital dating frenzy.
Wow.
But then, just a few blocks over, you might run into Alan, who's having a completely different experience.
Yeah.
Imagine endlessly scrolling through profiles, going on date after date that leads nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like being stuck on a carousel of fleeting connections.
Alan's experience speaks to a very real phenomenon, the paradox of choice.
Right.
Psychologists have actually done research on this.
Really?
Having too many options can lead to what they call choice overload.
Oh, okay.
Instead of making a decision, we get paralyzed, constantly second-guessing ourselves, wondering if there's something better just around the corner.
It's that feeling of grass is always greener, but in dating app form, right?
Exactly.
You start to think maybe the perfect match is just one more swipe away, and you end up missing out on the potential connections right in front of you.
Precisely. And that constant pursuit of the perfect partner can actually hinder our ability to form genuine bonds. But then, as we delve deeper into the neighborhood, we meet Leora, who's a breath of fresh air in this whirlwind of modern dating anxieties.
Because Leora's found the Holy Grail, a happy, loving marriage that stood the test of time.
Wow.
20 years strong, which in today's world feels like a lifetime, right?
It really does. It really does. It makes you wonder, what's their secret? And while every relationship is unique, Leora's story highlights a crucial element for navigating the ever-changing landscape of love and commitment: adaptability.
You've got to roll with the punches, adjust to the unexpected detours life throws your way, all while staying connected to your partner.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that relationships aren't static, they evolve, and so do we. But of course, fulfilling relationships come in many forms, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And speaking of different forms of love, we can't forget about Ella.
Right.
Imagine raising kids on your own in the heart of the city.
Yeah.
Talk about a crash course in resilience.
Right.
Ella's story is a powerful reminder that romantic love isn't the only path to fulfillment.
Right.
It challenges those traditional societal expectations about what a family should look like.
Yeah.
And highlights the immense love and joy that can be found in other forms of connection.
That's right.
It's like she's creating her own definition of family on her own terms and rocking it.
Wow.
But, just when you thought you'd seen it all, you meet someone like Maddie, who completely flips the script on its head.
Maddie.
Yeah.
Twice married, twice found happiness.
Yeah.
Her story challenges the idea that there's only one soulmate out there for each of us, don't you think?
I think so.
Totally. It's like she's living proof that you can find love, experience loss, and then open your heart again to the possibility of finding happiness with someone new at any stage of life.
That's right.
It's actually quite inspiring.
It is. And her experience speaks to a broader trend of rewriting the rules of love and relationships.
Okay.
We're seeing a shift away from those traditional social scripts that dictated one path to happiness and embracing the idea that we can create our own fulfilling journeys.
It's like the Upper West Side is a microcosm of all the different ways love can unfold in the 21st century.
It is.
So if there's no one-size-fits-all model for love anymore, how do we navigate this new landscape? How do we find our own version of happiness?
Well, this is where Liza Cooper's insights really resonated with me.
Okay.
She argues that flexibility and open-mindedness are key.
Okay.
By releasing rigid expectations about what love should look like, who it's with, when it happens, we open ourselves up to a wider range of possibilities and potential connections.
So instead of getting caught up in those limiting beliefs about finding the one or having it all figured out by a certain age, we should embrace the uncertainty and see where it leads us.
Exactly. It's about approaching love with a sense of curiosity and wonder, being open to unexpected connections, and allowing ourselves to evolve along the way.
I like that.
And this ties into some fascinating research happening right now in the fields of sociology and psychology.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, researchers are finding that more and more people are defining success and fulfillment in relationships on their own terms.
Yep.
Whether it's through committed partnerships, singlehood, non-traditional family structures, it's about finding what feels authentic and meaningful for you.
So it's not about fitting into a predetermined mold anymore, but rather creating a relationship model that aligns with your values and aspirations.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that requires a certain level of self-awareness,
Okay.
understanding what truly matters to you in a relationship and being true to those values.
You know, it's fascinating how these seemingly individual stories from the Upper West Side reflect these larger cultural and societal shifts we're seeing in how love and relationships are perceived and experienced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It highlights the need for adaptability and a willingness to challenge those old limiting beliefs about what love should be.
Right.
Because the truth is, love is a constantly evolving journey full of twists and turns.
Yeah.
And sometimes the greatest discoveries come when we least expect them.
You know, as we wrap up our deep dive into love on the Upper West Side,
Yeah.
I'm struck by a sense of optimistic curiosity.
Okay.
Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the sheer number of singles or the complexities of modern love, I feel strangely inspired.
I love that because what these stories ultimately highlight is that there's no one right way to do relationships anymore.
Right.
It's about defining what feels authentic and fulfilling for you
Right.
and being brave enough to go after that even if it looks different from the norm.
It's like maybe the real Upper West Side story isn't about finding a fairy tale ending.
Right.
It's about embracing the messy, beautiful, constantly evolving journey of love and connection itself.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe that journey will lead you to a park bench overlooking the Hudson, sharing a laugh with someone who gets you.
Beautifully said. And perhaps by letting go of those rigid expectations and embracing the unknown, we might just stumble upon something truly extraordinary.
Or someone truly extraordinary. Our thanks to Liza Cooper for the insightful reporting and for reminding us that no matter our relationship status,
Yeah.
there's always more to explore and discover when it comes to love.
Right.
Even, or maybe especially, on the bustling, unpredictable streets of the Upper West Side.
And to our listeners, we ask, what will your Upper West Side story be?
What will your love story be?